Hello everybody, welcome back to another Apex stock video. Tonight we are doing a very important and crucial analysis looking at the stock price, and tonight we're doing something a bit different because in the last video you guys asked me a lot of questions down in them comments, and unfortunately I can't get back to all of you in the comments. So what I have decided to do is read out some of the most popular questions at the end of the video, and then I can do a Q&A on those. So of course, if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments of this one and we'll look at them in tomorrow's episode. So yeah, if that does sound like a good plan for tonight, please do leave a like and subscribe. We're just about to check how many subscribers we are on, and I think that we are really flying up there. So it says 1,620, which is amazing. If you guys can help us to get to 2,000 by tomorrow, you know what, that'd be absolutely unbelievable. In fact, it's just gone up now. So if we could get to 2,000 by tomorrow, it's a very unrealistic goal, but if you could help me achieve it, I would massively appreciate it. On top of that, we now have a Discord. Link to the Discord is down in that description. It's obviously all about stocks, and we do talk about Apxt stock quite a bit, to be fair, so it's a really nice place to be. Right, then let's jump into the price action. Then we're going to have a look at my forecast, because a lot of you guys were asking me on what time period do I see this, $200 price point. I'm going to tell you all about that in just a moment. So obviously, if you guys have been keeping up to date with the updates, you know that today is obviously a Saturday, markets are shut. And tomorrow we are doing our, should you buy within the next week type of thing. But yeah, looking at the stock over the past week, we can have a quick analysis of what has happened over the past week. We have been quite flat since about the 3rd of December, where we saw this initial pump up. I mean, it was only from 13.38 to about, 13.99, but it's still an increase, and it's nice to see. Fortunately for us, the stock did level out at that point because it had been decreasing for the majority of the week before that. But yes, we did see a level out at that point, and it looks like into the next week we do have a good position to be going back up. So of course, going back up would be a great thing to see with this company, and I would like to see that happen. So I do believe it's definitely possible now that we are seeing the stock start to flatten out, but we'll just have to see if this one does follow. So in my opinion, is this still a buy? Yes, it is still a buy. Of course, we're doing a proper analysis into the next week tomorrow, but I still see this as being a stock buy, absolutely. I think it's a good company. I think they have some good product plans, and like I said in the last episode, I do see a long-term success story with this one, because when we look at other companies in a similar field like Snowflake, we just see their stock price being absolutely in the sky. So this is not impossible they could do a similar thing. So yeah, I'm going to read out some of the questions, and of course that is going to take us onto the next section of the video. So we're going to start off with this one, which basically says, what is my price target for the end of the year for the stock? I definitely can see this one being at $50 in the end of the year, but of course this all will depend on when the merger does go through. So when we say the end of the year, I'm talking about the end of 2021, because the fact being that, it's late December now, is it even worth talking about the end of 2020? By the end of 2021, I definitely see this one being at $50, if not higher, and in the long term, I can see this one being even higher than that. Of course, that's my low estimate, $50. My absolute high estimate is over $200, but I think 50 is a fair place to be, perhaps even higher than that. So I would still consider buying for that, position. And as for before the merger, what do I see a price target being at? I can also see that being maybe even higher than 60, but I would say between 30 and 60. So between the merger, I can see it being at 30 and 60. So we have some other comments which were asking, do I see the stock as being at a low in the last week? Yes, I do see it as being as a low, because with the way that I'm looking at it, and I could be wrong, what I see happening is when we look out to a 1 month chart especially, I do see it being a case of we saw this initial hype once the stock price did go up because of obviously the merger being announced, and I think it drove down a little bit after that, being as people were selling the news, and on top of that people were just getting out with a nice profit that they have made, and that is not necessarily a bad thing at all. So yeah, I think we are seeing the end of that dip, and it does look like it's absolutely possible that we could see this one go up. So as for the merger date, it is looking towards being the first month or the first quarter at least of 2021. People are speculating in that description of the last video that is going to be in February or March. I would say a similar thing, maybe even late January. I will think that the people of this company are trying to get this done as soon as possible, because obviously it just makes sense. And it's just one of those companies where it's early in its stages really, because when we look at some of these other companies which are going through mergers, they're a lot more hyped than this company, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but obviously the further away the merger, the less hype there is in the company. So whether you're doing it for a long-term trade or a short-term trade, I do see this one being a good, buy potentially. So my personal opinion is that, this is going to get a lot more hyped leading up to the merger, but we'll just have to see. So yeah, looking at some price targets which people have left and my reviews of them, we have a commenter saying that they would sell at $100 and then buy back as it does fluctuate back down, and then buy until it reaches $200. So my personal opinion is I'm not going to say a particular price point because I can't predict 100% what price is going to be, and even if I could, I am not a financial advisor, so nothing is guaranteed. But I kind of see where this person is coming from, in the sense that I would definitely buy now, and if I was going for a short-term trade, then I would also sell leading up to the merger, you know, maybe 2-3 days before, hopefully have taken a nice profit, and then I would buy after the merger, like I said in my last episode, where I talked about, you know, buying after the merger when the price has gone back down, because obviously the hype will be out of the deal, and then I think that we will see the real growth in the stock's price, because like I said, with a lot of these companies, it is a case of, you know, the company gets hyped leading up to the merger simply due to the fact that people know that it's a great time to catch profits. People are getting excited about their favourite stock, or at least a stock which they like the look of going onto the market. And I think that drives up the prices. Then obviously a lot of the institutions do take that sell-off once a price merger does go through, forcing down the price as a lot of other investors do sell out. But yeah, my opinions for this stock in the long term are obviously good. You guys do know that, and I am a big fan of this company. So I hope that you enjoyed this very short video on Apxt stock. I just thought it'd be nice if I answered some of your comments as well. If you do want to leave any more comments for tomorrow's video, please do. But in tomorrow's one, we are doing my personal forecast for the next week. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do leave that like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.